everyone, I'm Chas, and I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado. And while I'm going to get started here today on our things that we're making, Grandparents' Day is coming, so we'll be making some things for that. But these are easily adapted to any holiday that's upcoming. So if you want to get started on those holiday gifts, these might be some good ideas that will work for you. So let me know where you're watching from. Again, my name is Chas, and I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado. And thank you, Hometalk, for having me, and thank you to all of you for being here. So while we get started today, I'm going to start actually with this part right here. This is a coaster. I just got this from the dollar store, but they have tiles at hardware stores. Anything like that's going to work. And then you're going to need a photo that is cut to fit to size. And you can print something out or use a real photo. Photo paper works as well. The only thing is if you have an inkjet printer, go ahead and spray that with some acrylic sealer and let that dry before moving forward, or the ink will run for this project. Okay, so as we go, the next thing you're going to need is some Mod Podge. And we're going to use that. So I'm going to open that up. And we're just going to paint that on this coaster right here. Just like this. And then you're going to take your picture and put it on top. And if you're wondering what Mod Podge is, for those of you who don't know, it's kind of a watered glue. It's its own unique formula, but it reminds me a lot of like an Elmer's glue. And it dries clear. So you're going to let that dry, which won't take very long. And then you're going to take another coat and put it over the top. And what this is doing is sealing your photo to protect it from, you know, the sweat on your glass or a spill. And you're just going to put it over the top like this. And it will go on white like this, but then it will dry clear. And I will seal the edges of the photo as well. Now, generally they say about 3 coats of this would be the best thing to do. And you'll want to let that dry between each coat. Just like that. So we are going to let that sit and dry. And then I will talk about sealing it as it dries a little bit later, what your options are. So if you like that, please send me likes, please send me hearts. Please share this with anybody you think might like something like this for the holiday season. Or again, for me, this is Grandparents' Day coming up, so these are my children, and we will be giving this to the grandparents for Grandparents' Day. We have a giveaway today, and the giveaway question is, what is your favorite memory of your grandparents or your grandchildren? So now, depending upon where you're at, you might have answers for both. All right, so go ahead and answer that in the comments below to be eligible for the giveaway. And in addition to that, it's great when you share it too. That helps as well for the giveaway, just as an extra little boost there. All right, so now I just have a plain ceramic mug and some Sharpies. Now you can use oil-based Sharpies, paint pens, or Sharpies. It won't really matter, but I'm going to kind of go for a set here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take, this would be one of the grandparents' favorite colors, and I'm just going to write, and you can have kids help you do this, which is, you know, their handwriting, and that's even more personal. So I just wrote the word grandma, and you could do one for grandpa or whatever. And then I'm going to put EST for established. And then my daughter's favorite color is blue. So I'm going to write her name and her birth date. And then my son's favorite color is red. So then I'm going to write his name and his birth date. Like that. And you could write it all the way across. You could do extra decorations. I'll give you an example here. On the back side of this mug, we just stamped some hearts around like that to make the heart shape. You could continue to let kids that maybe can't write their own handwriting, go ahead and let them decorate it like this. And then what you do after this is you put it in the oven at 350, put it in cold. So just stick it in the oven before you've even turned it on. Turn it on 350, let it warm up, and let it go for, I think it's 25 minutes. If you look at my post, it'll give you the specific time, but if I remember right, it's about 25 minutes from the time it starts to warm. And then when that timer goes off, you just push stop or off or whatever your oven does and let it cool completely in the oven. This will help kind of burn that ink into the cup a little bit. It is hand wash only. I will stress that because over time this stuff will wear, and if you stick it in the dishwasher, it'll go faster. So again, if you like this, please send me likes, please send me hearts. But now you've got this nice little set to give to the grandparents on Grandparents' Day. So you've got a nice little personalized mug and a little coaster for them. So again, if you like it, please send hearts, please send likes, and please share this with anybody who might be interested in a project like this. And we're gonna move on to the next one. I wanna let that dry a little bit before we come back to sealing it. So let's move to the next project and we'll give that coaster just a little more time. All right, so I've printed a 4x6 here. Again, this is just a regular sheet of paper. Again, you can use photos. You can, if you use that inkjet, just don't forget to spray it. And this is a little hard to see, but it's a trivet. And this came from the Dollar Tree. So it's glass. You can use it as a cutting board or, you know, a trivet for some hot plates. And you're just gonna go and take your photo and cut it out. Like this. Don't forget to keep answering that giveaway question as we go here. Who would you make something like this for? I know not everybody has grandparents around anymore, but is there somebody you would make something like this project for? Again, going back to Mod Podge. This is upside down, just so everybody knows. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put that right on the glass of this cutting board or trivet or whatever you wanna call it. Take my photo and I'm gonna stick it right on there. Set that down. Try to make it go flat. You can use a rolling pin. You can use a lot of different things to make that not bubble in there. And then once you get it kind of flat, you just go ahead and put more Mod Podge over the top of it. And again, this will dry clear, but if you want to clean it up, it's water-based, so you can just easily wipe any excess Mod Podge up. What's the weather like where you guys are all at? We are having a nice summer day here. All the kids are back to school here in Fort Collins. All right, so I've sealed both sides and I'm gonna let that dry. So here we go on the front. Now, as you can see, the Mod Podge isn't dry yet. This will all clear up as it dries. You can use this as a cheese plate, again, cutting board trivet. My parents, we gave one like this to them a few years back and they use it all the time in their kitchen. Now, because this is water-based, this cannot go into your sink to be washed. So it's hand wash on the top. If it does get a little water, it will dry, it'll be fine, but you can't just immerse it. If you want to make it more permanent, you will just spray it with some acrylic sealer, or you could do the same step that you will do with this coaster. So both of these I will come back to and we'll look at them again. But if you like that, please send me likes, please send me hearts, please share this with anybody you think that would like a project like this. I've given these to all my friends at Christmas time. So again, it's just something that's very versatile for different holidays and gives it a little personalized touch. So I've used different pictures, right? Use their pet, use their own family picture. So it's great to personalize for anybody. All right, we're gonna set that aside and move to the next project. All right, is anyone talking about what the weather's like there?
Warm and cloudy in Utah. Raining somewhere.
All right. Those of you it's raining, I'm sorry. I'm not a rain person either. I like my sunshine.
104 in California.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a little warm. Okay, so these are just more pictures that I printed off, and this was wallet size. This candle holder came from Dollar Tree. Oh, and thank you, Hometalk, for the newsletter feature today with this project. So I appreciate that. Thank you. So again, wallet size, and then what you do is, since this is a square, I just measured it and cut it down to size. So I'm just going to trim these last two up. I just wanted to be able to show you the wallet size. And again, you can get these in a lot of different, there's different sizes, small, medium, and large of these kind of square candles. But the other thing that I think you could use, which would be great and everybody has on hand, would be a recycled glass jar for this project. Would be just as easy for something like this. All right, so I've got my square jar, I've got my square pictures, and this is just double-sided stick tape, which has a piece of fuzz on it that I'm going to remove. There we go. All right, now I'm going to take a piece of this tape here, and I'm going to stick it onto the one side of the photo. Now, the biggest question I've gotten today on the featured post was, will you be able to see this double stick tape? And the answer is no, because it turns invisible as you stick it inside here. So I'm going to reach inside this glass now. I normally do this upright, so this is going to be a little tricky to do this way so you guys see it better. And then you just press it and rub it in there, and that tape will go invisible the more you push on it and rub it. But if you don't want to use the invisible tape, there are these things out there called glue dots, and they just go in the four corners, and they are fantastic as well. So again, cutting your picture to size, putting your tape onto your photo. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you want to, someone might ask if you want to put it on the outside. It really depends upon what kind of candle you are going to use. I like the idea of putting the photos inside, so if somebody spills something on the table, you know, your pictures are protected inside here. But you cannot use a real candle inside these. So again, just clear tape, putting them on. If you use a recycled jar, like a pasta jar, you could probably get a couple of these on. So again, just kind of making it fit to the size of your candle holder. I like the idea of all four sides because, one, you can fit more pictures on it, but then if you put it on a coffee table or somewhere in your home like that, everybody gets to see something on all four sides, which I think is kind of nice too, because I actually have one of these in our house too. All right, so there we go. So pictures on all four sides of the candle holder. And then what you do inside is, there's a lot of varieties, but one of those battery operated tea lights, or this one is a battery operated LED light. You can get these on Amazon. And you just stick them in there. I'll let you get down, Brielle, so you can show that a little bit better. And they light up. And then you've got pictures, so you can put it as a night light too in somebody's room. So if you have a, you know, again, something for the kids' room and you need a night light, this works great. Or in the bathroom, just something to light up your space. But there you go. So if you like that, please send likes, please send hearts. Share this with anybody who might be interested, and sharing it on your own page is just as great. Please don't forget to answer that giveaway question. What is your favorite memory of your grandparents or your grandchildren? And we are going to keep going here. What would you put pictures of in here? Tell me, give me some ideas. So I obviously thinking of Grandparents' Day, that's on the brain. But what are some other ideas? We have a lantern upstairs, a similar idea where we pay tribute to one of our past pets. But what are some of your ideas for that? So please send us some of those ideas. I'd love to hear. Okay, I'm actually kind of excited about this, and I hope you will be too. I call this the gift that keeps on giving, and you're going to understand why as I move forward with this. So this was just a shadow box frame that I got from Dollar Tree, and when I pulled, it's supposed to have a picture that goes in here, so when I pulled off the fake tab, it left a mark, which I was a little disappointed about, but I just colored that in, and it'll be covered by the end of this project. But it does not have glass. So I just want to point out, if you buy something like this that has glass, please remove the glass, because that would make, that's what makes it to be able to do what we're going to do to it. So I'm going to pull this open. Do you guys celebrate? If you celebrate Grandparents' Day, let's see, what emoji should we use? Should we just let's use hearts, because my grandparents have passed away, but I loved my grandparents very dearly, and they taught me so much and had so many great stories. But send hearts for your grandparents right now. Okay, so all I did was pull this apart. So this little wire, and you could do this to any picture frame, very easy, but this is just a little wire. It already had this on it, but they sell these little clothespins. I actually found those at the dollar store too. So they sell those in craft stores in different places. I'm going to slide in 2, but you could slide in as many as you want. Just kind of depends upon each step that you take through this process of what we're making here. The gift that keeps giving. That's the theme here. All right, so back onto the back of this, I'm going to just go ahead and put that wire back on. Like so. Oops. And then this frame came with some tape, so I'll go ahead and see if it sticks back on. If not, you could just hot glue it on or add your own tape. We're just going to add that back on. Okay, so what I've got going right now are 3 clothespins on a wire on the back. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to put that back in. Like this. All right, and I'm going to turn it back over. Space those out just a little bit. Now you could use, for this next step, anything that inspires you. So you could use, I'm going to be using, let me flip this over. I'm going to be using their magnets for your refrigerator. So you could also do this just directly on your refrigerator if you wanted to, with this same idea. But since fall is coming and it's Grandparents' Day, I'm going to use these refrigerated magnets. But you could use wood shapes or foam shapes or whatever you think is going to fit into this frame the best for you. So I have picked out three small shapes here. And I have written with a Sharpie on them, hug, treat, and story. And I'm going to stick those inside these clips like this. And you can mix and match them however they fit best and move them around. Just like that. There we go. And then for the bottom, because I want to cover that up, you could add a picture, or you could just add another one of your things and stick it in. So I'm going to hot glue this in, but it says memories, treasures, and blessings. So let me go ahead and hot glue that into place. And again, I thank you all for being here. So what kind of shapes would you think you'd like to put in this? I learn from you guys just as much as you learn from me, and so I appreciate all the information you share as well. So please drop things in the comments if you got helpful tips. I welcome them all. I learn from you, and I appreciate it. And I do read the comments, so thank you. All right, so here we go. And I could always flip-flop, you know, if you're bothered that that touches that, you can move them, right? So it's no big deal. All right, so why this is the gift now that keeps giving. You give this to the grandparents, and they hang it up and set it somewhere in their house. And then each time their grandchildren come to visit them, they come over and they take out the story and they bring it to Grandma and Grandpa for them to read a story to them. So just as much as you made this gift for them, now they're sharing with each other. The kids get a story The grandparents get a chance to sit with their grandkids. The grandkids learn from their grandparents as they get a story. Maybe they're baking a treat. Maybe they get a treat together. Hugs. Oh my gosh, we have one like this at my parents' house, and I can't tell you how many hugs they have used over the years from this. My son loves the treat one especially. But again, I just love this because you're giving it to them, but they both get something from this when you visit them. They're sharing hugs, they're sharing treats, and they're sharing stories. So if you like this, please send me likes, please send me hearts. And if you know somebody who would like this, please share this with them or share it on your own page if you want. Again, we appreciate all that. And if you have any other ideas or twists on this, I welcome them. You guys always give me such wonderful ideas too. You could add lights around this. You could add leaves to this. You can decorate this as much as you want. So in the comments, please feel free to give me any tips or suggestions or share with each other. I really appreciate that. So thank you. All right, we have one more project. So, and then we'll recap everything. But we have one more project. And before we get to that, let's come back to this coaster. It's still a little wet, but that's okay. I'm going to explain what happens now. So acrylic sealer paint over the top of it would seal it better for water resistance. The other thing you can do, this is just clear nail polish. Top coat, base coat, whatever you want to use. You're just going to paint this right over the top. Right over the top. Now, right now it's wet, so this is not a really great idea when it's wet, so please wait till it's dry. But you're just going to put this over the top and basically cover the whole thing. You could even pour it on there and then spread it out. That's just going to make a nice sealer. So that way when you set that mug, those of you who live in humid weather, you're going to seal that up so that it doesn't just get watermarks all over it and you ruin the photo. Because again, that Mod Podge is water-based, so you need some sort of sealer over it. And I have heard there is a waterproof Mod Podge, so you're welcome to use that as well. There, now you know how to seal that as well as the trivet. Okay, last project. We use this all the time in our house. This is just a sock, right? So you get a pair of two. We like the fuzzy ones, but you know, any sock's gonna do. And we've got rice. If you are making something for your grandparents or if you're making something for the holidays, give me ideas. Put that in the comments. I like to know the things you make. Give me some ideas. Oh, I got stuck on my rubber band. There we go. All right, so a little tip that I had learned actually this year from a home talker. To fill this sock with rice, use a paper towel or a toilet paper tube to make it easier on yourself. So, little tip to share. All right, so now all I'm gonna do is start putting rice into the sock. And I'm gonna make a little bit of a mess while I'm trying to do this so that I can move right along with you guys. All right, so we're filling it up. We want to fill it up pretty good, but it's really up to you how little or how much you end up deciding to put inside this sock. All right, a little bit more, because you get the idea. All right, so I'm going to pull this out. Move my rice aside. What color would you put? What is your favorite color? Tell me what your favorite color is. I just picked this one out because it was fuzzy, but tell me your favorite color. You could make this. All right, so what we've got here is a sock full of rice. You've got a lot of options for this top end here. So if you're a sewer, you're gonna just stitch that closed if you have a sewing machine, or you can loop stitch it. If you're not a sewer, you can use a hot glue gun to close this opening. And I'll explain more on the hot gun in a second. The other thing you can do is just use a quick rubber band or a ribbon. It just kind of depends who's using it. I'm going to do this for a quick second, but I will show you a sewn one here in a minute, and I will talk more about the hot glue. So just to close it up, to give you a quick idea. Okay, and then you just spread this out. Okay, so there you go. Here's your sock. Here's the sewn one. Okay, so we've got a sewn one right here, ready to go. This one's stitched closed. Again, loop stitch. If you hot glue it or rubber band it, just close it up. This is a hot or cold pack now. Very simple, great for grandparents who have those achy muscles, but great for your kid who's in sports, great for that athlete in the family, great for any of us who have aches and pains, great for boo-boos, for those little ones. So if you want to use it for a hot pad, you stick it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Everybody's microwaves are a little different, so you're gonna have to learn which way is better and which way is worse. Put it in there for 30 seconds and then you just lay it, you know, around your neck, around your knees, whatever you want to, and that cures your aches and pains. For a cool pack, you store it in your freezer, and then you just, you know, pull it out when you need a cold pack for, you know, you got a kid who scraped his elbow, or, you know, a lot of times they say cold before heat. So you use it, you get 2 socks, make 1 of each, right? So with the hot glue, if you hot glued yours closed, glue does loosen up a little bit in the microwave. 30 seconds is not going to be a big deal. It's going to harden right back up and be fine. It's not even going to get that loose. If you like to keep it a little bit warmer, it might get tacky, so just wait for that to cool a little bit, or, you know, make sure you have a rubber band backup or hand stitch it, because that glue can loosen, but it will harden right back up. It just depends upon how hot you allow it to get. I've not had trouble with it. I do have some hot glued ones and don't have trouble with it. So if you like this, please send us please send us hearts. Please share this with anybody you think might want a hot or cold pack. And again, this makes such a great and easy gift. Kids can get involved with all of these projects you make in some way, shape, or form to be involved in the gift making for different family members. And again, this is a great start for the holiday season. So if you've got those holidays coming up soon, this is a great opportunity to start making some of this stuff and spread out the time. So last chance to get on the giveaway as we recap the things we've made here. So, and again, share any tips with me. I welcome all the comments. Please send me comments. I appreciate it so much. So the first one was the mug with the birth dates on it, so it's personalized to each one. And then we made, you know, you can decorate it however you want to. And then we have the coaster with the photos that you Mod Podged, and you seal the top of it so that you give it as a set. So again, thank you for all those likes and hearts. I get to every once in a while when I bend over, I get to see them in the camera. So I appreciate that. Thank you. This is the gift that keeps giving. So again, you kids pull out the story, the treat, the hug, and they share that special time with the grandparent. If you live far away from someone, you can still make this, and grandma can hold it up on Skype, you know, or FaceTime and say which one you want to do. And you can give hugs over the internet. I've done it. Okay, and then we made the photo candle holder. Really simple and easy, personalized in your homes. And then lastly, we made the hot and cold pack out of a sock with some rice. Oh, and the trivet. Thank you, Brielle. And the trivet, which is drying. So it's still a little wet, but you get the idea. It'll be similar to the coaster. So your trivet, that glue will clear up and you have a nice trivet. So again, not very expensive, but very personal for all those family members or friends or whoever is special in your life that might need something like this. All right, I believe the giveaway person is going to be announced later after the show. But thank you so much for being here, and thank you, Hometalk, for having me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. I will see you all next week. Thank you. Bye.